All right, welcome in to Spark Tarot. I'm your host, Mr. Renew, and today we're going to do a chakra reading. We're going to get this chakra reading done to see how we can focus on balancing all of our chakras. I don't know how long this energy is going to last for. I just know that this is a skill that you can gather, you can develop, you can gain. So, if you like this, let me know. And if you don't like it, let me know. But also tell me why. With that being said, how this is going to work is, here are these 7 crystals for our 7 chakras. I'm going to give us one overall energy card for your overall energy field. And then we're going to give one card for each of these centers. And that way you'll have an overall energy. And our goal is to try to see how all of these things blend together into that single overall card and what we can do with that information from the root. So, we're going to be looking at each of these individually, but we're trying to see what we can understand individually and see how all of these come together. Again, think about it like this is the Avengers. And then each character of the Avengers, you got, Spider-Man, Iron Man, the Hulk, Captain America, Wonder Woman, and whoever else. I'm really not that into it, but whoever else. All of these different people got their own stories. They got their own stories. They got their own movies. They got their own comics. They got their own worlds. But in this world, we all came together for a different cause. And that's the idea. So, excuse me. Let's go ahead and get these energies for our chakra balance. Balancing out this chakra energy. Chakras. Chakra. So, let's start yapping. How y'all doing? Let's start off with some affirmations during this yap session. Yappy yap. Don't talk back. Why? Because, let me hear it. I am beautiful. I am beautiful. Wonderful. What else are you? I am loved. I am loved. What else are you? I am healthy. I am healthy. Yeah, you are. This doesn't say it, but I am blessed. I am blessed. Yes, you are. I am protected. I am protected. Yes, you are protected. So, let's get it going. Let's see. These are the Chakra Wisdom Oracle cards. And we're here to see what information we can gain. With this funky kind of jazz in the back, I guess. I don't know what's happening with that, but it's there. So with this, I'm going to be reading from the book because they got a couple of different sections, and they're really helpful. They got even meditations and things in here, mindfulness practices, but the idea is I want to give the general understanding because the chapter understanding is absolutely way more in depth. But the lesson normally is not what it appears to be. So I want to give the intuitive download plus the reference download, and we're going to see how that works together. Alright, so what is our overall energy for this chakra reading? Where is our chakras? Where are we? What is the current status? Where are we in our balance? Who are we? What is our energy like overall? What is our overall energy like for this planet? Alright, like 3 more. Alright, so I'm ready. Guess I really didn't react that much, but let's begin the reading. So, soon as the commercial came on, dang, we gonna wait. We not gonna care, actually. And that's it. So our overall energy is joy. And again, it's funny, laid up right here on the solar plexus. And obviously the yellow cards are going to be solar plexus cards. But there we are. This is our overall energy. Or should we put that? We'll just put that down here for right now. So yeah, there you go. All right. So joy is our overall energy. That means wonderful things. New things is happening. New things is springing. New things are happening around the new springs, which means bloom. Things are changing. Things are growing. Things are moving. So, excellent. Let's read, actually. This is what it's calling me to do. So, joy, dancing daisy. This vibrational energy is walking on air. I'm walking on sunshine. Whoa! A pure essence of joy comes through detachment. Daisy, yellow, brings joy, but does not experience it. Its purpose is to radiate what is inside. This powerful energy moves your projects forward. It is too detached to be creative, but will draw in assistance necessary to further your goals. So, I'm glad I read that again. I like when I follow my intuition, and in this case, this right here is showing that you are bringing joy to a new place. You're bringing joy to a new space, and you're doing different things. And in these different things that you're doing, it's allowing you. It's allowing you to tap in. God damn. It's allowing you to tap into a different part of yourself. And as you tap into a part of yourself, you're not even tapped into that part. In other words, as you detach and do more joyful things for you, you start to experience more joy for yourself because of the actions, but it's not the joy you're bringing. Your joy that you receive is the simple joy of, I'm doing what I want. It's my own pleasure. It's egotistical. But of that egotistical joy, you know that your intentions are to spread love and kindness, which is what everybody else feels. So you don't get to feel you. You don't get to feel your experience that others understand you to bring. But guess what? That's cool because you're feeling good either way. Okay. All right, let's get a overall card for each of these chakras. So, start off with the crown over here at the top, and then we'll go down and root the energy. So, at the crown, it's amazing. We're at completion and renewal. I gotta cut that off, even though it's hot as fuck. That is the air conditioning. I don't know if that's crazy loud for y'all or not, but we'll see if it chill out. There's been a lot of distractions during this reading. I can tell, it's a lot of distracted or fractalized energies, and that's what we're trying to bring some balance to this stuff, just for clarity. So let's look at the third eye, or the brow. So we're envisioning new self-worth. Tell us about the throat chakra. What do we need to learn about our throat? What are we talking about? Throat chakra. Gossip. I always get that with this gossip card. It's always, because it reminds me of being out of school. It's always the person doing their own thing, being in their own space, that are being gossiped about. Just like here, it's always intuitively seeing yourself or envisioning yourself with the self-worth. It is something that is built on an external thing, but it should be created from an internal aspect. Again, why are they gossiping about this person who's living from their heart? The heart, they're in the green. Don't know, but guess what? Talk of the town. All right, your heart place, your heart space is in that space of service. Okay, your solar plexus chakra. That is in a place of confusion. It's making sense. Making sense. Confused on what makes you happy versus what makes your environment happy. You're learning how to detach and just be in a joyous state. Tell us about this sacral. Perseverance. And finally, insecurity. So, one of these got two, everything else got one. If we have to count the numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, we got 4 things that are associated with this chakra, and we got 2 that are associated with this one, and then this is the crown chakra, and then this is the heart chakra. So most of this energy is sitting in the lower chakra realms. And all of this energy, I think, is sitting in this realm because of this one thing right here. So let us find out confusion. Let's read upon confusion. But before we get there, the root to all of this is acceptance. So doesn't this go hand in hand? This is all wonderful for me. I'm seeing it. So this free spirit is a person. This free spirited person could be you, could not be you, but this person here is an example. Of this example, this person is allowing other people to see that example within themselves. That example being seen as themselves is just a memory of how this person acted when they were in their presence. So as this person is no longer in their presence, they can recall the ways and the methods and the teachings of this person as they express their whole self. And in that self expression, people are attempting to gain what we call joy. But the gain is not of this person expressing, the gain is of the environment. So this farmer is tilling to the sunflowers in the garden, but this person does not enjoy the sunflowers. It's enjoying the maintenance of the farm. Different perspective. Just like over here. If you can appreciate this person, then you can appreciate that inside of you. Which means if you can accept this person on the outside of you and how they're bringing joy, then you can accept the part of you that you don't like. Just understand that they're bringing joy. And that is what this person is bringing. They're showing you how to detach. So how does this energy relate to all of these? Well, you can't ground yourself because you're afraid of opening your heart. You're insecure because you are not accepting a part of yourself. You're persevering through something. What is this something? Something emotional. And the something emotional that you're persevering through has to deal with you grounding yourself. Oh, maybe you already started a journey of being yourself and you need to continue to persevere and overcome the insecurity and make it a insecurity. Make sure your security comes from the inside because that is this. The only difference between this card is the acceptance. You're only insecure right now because you haven't accepted yourself. Moving forward. Confusion. This is the only yellow card, and this is the only space for our sacral energy. And in that space, we have confusion. So maybe you're confused on what brings you joy, what joy looks like to you at your heart space. Maybe you haven't accepted the fact that it can be all of it yet. You are in this place of confusion, and this confusion is stopping you from doing the rest of this. And again, just like in the previous, it seems like you don't know how to express your compassionate fire to yourself, because you can share it with others. It's clear. You literally persevere in servicing others, but we are confused on how to service ourselves and be secure in those things, even though we don't understand it completely. Confusion. Silver cloud. When you are in the unknown, it may be little comfort to know that you are safe. Hey, I know we out here in the middle of the desert at nighttime, but we good. I don't give a fuck what you say. We out here in the middle of the desert. That's the idea of the confusion. Even if you might not want to hear it, you might respond in a way that make you say, the bigger picture is we stuck. No, we have to remove that because we are confident that we already know, but we're trying to look at the bright side. And so at least we are safe. You know, that's the idea of at least it ain't raining. At least we ain't getting chased by bears. Like, that's the idea, looking on the bright side. Understand that your angels have brought you to this point. You may need more information at this time. Remain still and allow inspiration in. It will come. So, you're confused on how to express yourself in the simple fact that you are about to express yourself in a way that you have never expressed yourself. And you need to accept that part because, again, if anybody sniffs out any insecurities, it's going to sniff out your joy and your spark. What's underneath here is despondence. Again, you have to accept the fact that people aren't going to fuck with you. You gotta understand that you don't even fuck with all parts of yourself. But that's the idea of acceptance, because when you can know that you do things that you don't really like yourself doing, but you know I'm getting help for it, or I'm working on it, or I'm improving, or I'm growing, then you can have that acceptance as your newfound why to persevere. Why am I keep doing this? Why am I keep going? Why am I in this state of continuation? Why am I not stopping? Why am I persevering? Oh, it's because I can accept myself. And that should leave you with no confusion. Now you should change that confusion because, again, I explained in the previous reading that COM, like calm, passion, is a word that puts things together. COM puts things together. Passions put together. But CON also puts things together. One is putting things together for comparison. The other is putting things together for contrasting, which is comparison for things of difference. Comparing things for similarities. Those are two different aspects, and I know I gave a little bit more. That's because I was a teacher, so I know a little bit more about it. I know you understand those words, but again, I'm trying to give you the extra detail so we can see that this fusion has come from something that's already been put together. Who are you put together? What is fusing? But we're looking at this confusion as a separation. Can I identify the individual parts that's been fused? Because in a comparison, I don't care about the individual parts. I want to see it as a whole. So in the conflict or the contrast or the confusion, what are we actually fusing? And so this is reminding me off of a Soul Spark Radio podcast episode. I think it's one. I want to say it's around number 6 and number 7, one of those two, season 1. But it's hybrid theory, the Linkin Park episode with hybrid theory, and it was talking about how you can use songs from the past and albums, you know, like Linkin Park Hybrid Theory, which came out in like 2001 or some shit, and you can look at that information in that media. And you can see how a lot of the things people are going through, they're still going through. And they're talking about it, and they're singing about it, and they're doing it in a way that can be applicable to you. So hybrid theory is the idea of hybridizing other people's energies onto you. And that's what I talk about in that episode on how to cut those things off. And you have to do it not through hate, not through force, but through acceptance. Accept all parts of yourself, appreciate those parts, and know that those parts are part of you, but you are other. You're detached. You're not those parts. You're moving forward because in your heart you want to service more people. And the people that you're servicing have regrets just like you, but you already know the answer. You can already get over it. You've gotten over it. The only issue that has prevented you is that you haven't stepped into a new world, which allows you to see how much security you actually have within yourself. Why? Because you move in a way that is joyful amongst your own self. And that joy amongst your own self brings joy to others. And this is talked about across the towns. But the cool thing about what it is that as you're talking about these things across the town, these things are just encouraging your own self-worth. It is boosting your own self. You can see it on the inside, you can see it on the outside. The only thing you need to do is complete this insecurity. Once you can really come to terms with that insecurity, you are starting over in the top. And again, I don't know if people been fucking with me for a long time, but I see these things as a connective loop. These things are, so when you have the root, you got the crown. I believe that you can be grounded in this physical world either way. You can go through the root chakra all the way up, or you can go from the crown chakra all the way down. And I think that matters based upon how people express. And I think it polarizes and flips at some point in time in people's lives if that is required. But in this case, our crown is connected to our root by renewal. Our crown is based upon completing. Your crown is the completion for most people. Go from the root to the crown. So you're completing an emotional understanding about who you was internally, because at the end of the day, you know, but because there's been gossip, because your service has been misplaced again, this person here, she's getting service, but she wished her kids was the one servicing her. It's a longing aspect, but you're there to support the people who do not have that. And guess what? Even if you've had to fight through your own confusions, you've been persevering through your own emotions to overcome this instability within your root as an insecurity. I've already been saying these things over the last couple of readings, but be true to you. That is the idea. We're trying to be true to ourselves. Okay. Let's get some clarifiers. Nope, not yet. Renewal. You are being offered a chance to awaken to a new life. You may need to deepen your roots. What do you need to deepen? Your own security, your own confidence in yourself, your own ability to know I can keep going, your own ability to know I can spread joy no matter which actions I take, to know and keep going that I'm confident in all the actions I'm taking to spread joy of acts of service, to persevere through the confusion and secure yourself throughout the gossip. Help yourself see more of your own self, because you already know your own worth intuitively. You know that. But you have to come into an acceptance that those things of the past are no longer here. We can go and we can end those things. And as we end, we re-begin. And this person looks very similar to this person. This person looks very similar to this person. This person looks similar to this person. This person looks similar to this person. It's like the same energies to me. So it's the you, and this you is being reborn. So you have to be okay with accepting yourself. That is what's being reborn. A new grounded root foundation of self-love. Anchor yourself by taking stock of what you would like to create. This is a time to start again and grow a strong foundation. Start from scratch. So, again, we're at a completion stage, so we can start from scratch. Let's look at this completion. The final sunset. Here is a warm and cheerful energy that brings calm to an ending, making it poignant, not sad. Something is taking place outside of your comfort zone, causing confusion. So step into the emotional grace of completion. There is no drama here. There's only resolution. There's no drama here. There's no drama here. There's only resolution. Now let's get some clarifiers. So one clarifier card for each, or however they come out. So again, here's our main energy. Okay, clarify insecurity. Give us some more information on insecurities. Where does this insecurity stem from? Your destiny. You are scared to go along your path. You don't know, but you do know. You do know. Again, you've been guided all your life. It's your destiny, but you do know. You're afraid of your future. Again, because you don't know what comes next. No one knows what happens if your parents die. Damn, how am I supposed to fucking live now? Well, there's kids and people out here who have no parents at all. You can go ask them. They not going to understand, but they never had it. So they can teach you how to live now since you don't got it. It ain't about understanding the past. Again, it's not about understanding the past. It's about persevering to take action to the future. It's your destiny to be secure in yourself. You're guilty about leaving people in the past. Guilty about the things that no longer can last. Don't feel guilty about those things. Cut them off. Look, the things in the past are associated with the things of insecurities, like being alcoholic or drinking, or being a progressive alcoholic, or what you call functional alcoholic or drug user. Forget about that shit. All of those insecurities are stemming from things in the past that we don't even care about anymore. We're looking to follow our destiny, and our destiny is to be free from the shackles of the past and the guilt that comes along with not being able to bring people with us. So how do we go with this new route? We persevere. Give me more on perseverance. We continue on your destined path without guilt by persevering. Again, those are both emotional cards. Cannot have that feeling with you, man, because guess what? It's just going to lead you back in the dark. And we don't want to be in the dark being somebody else. We want to be our own self, bringing joy, even if we can't even feel the joy that we bring it. We know we that bomb. We that bomb. Tell me about perseverance. 2 cards came. So following your instincts and with gratitude. Appreciating that I don't know what the fuck is happening, but I'm going to trust myself, and I'm grateful that I can at least listen. Again, I'm jumping to the instinct card over here because it's great. That's what this is. So have the instinct to follow your completion to renewal. And then the gratitude to know that you are worthy of these changes, this destiny. Why? Because you've already shown yourself. You've already been showing yourself. You've been knowing it. You are in the spot to where people know it too. You've already been to that point of completion. All you're doing is just sitting at the gravesite grieving still. And that's okay. But you're not purifying that. You're not letting anything grow from that sitting, that entertainment, that energy, that bonding moment. Don't hybridize with the past any longer. And don't let the guilt of changing also hold you back. Be grateful at the fact that you had a friend when you had nobody. And now you found a new friend called work or cleaning or laundry or ironing or gardening, whatever. Grateful that I had what was and I'm moving towards what is anew. Tell me about confusion. You're confused on what? How to discover yourself. But it's going to be a miracle. There's going to be a miracle. And it's funny because this miracle card is on the solar plexus. Again, that is aligned. None of these other cards are aligned so far in the right spot. No card has been in the right spot but this perseverance. So what I'm hearing at the end of the day is just continue to persevere through these old, confusing, insecure emotions. Those are just your junk emotions that just haven't been out yet. Those are just your codependent relationship emotions that just haven't left yet. They just haven't checked out yet. Checkout time ain't ready. That don't mean you need to sit there waiting for them to pack up as they checking out. No, go prepare another room. Dang it. Sorry. So I'll just pick these up just like this, and the next cards that flew up over was trickery, complacency, and grief. So if I just have to talk about these real quick. If I had to talk about these real quick, just from the fact that they're coming out with discovery, I think what you're discovering is your true self from the confusion the confusion of trickery, the confusion of contemplation or complacency, which is contemplating on which place to take, so like the Seven of Wands energy. But again, the only reason why you've been tricked in your heart or your services of people has been because you've been complacent on who you are as a person, because you've been insecure. And that causes grief. And that's amazing to me, because I know grief to be a space. And because this grief is just a space, we can change how we perceive that space. Just like the space in this person's art. This person, again, is discovering their self. But in that self, they have grief. Why? Because they've been contemplating on the things of the trickery of the past. These are the things of the past. But in this situation, everybody got hurt. Everybody got hurt in this situation. So now you're guilty as you contemplate about the past, which is making you complacent in the future. You're not moving because you still feel bad about these insecurities, and that shit is in your root because it's in your heart. You're grieving this dead dog who's here in your heart. I'm not saying don't grieve, but the dog isn't here anymore. It's where? In your heart. So this is where you got to start to discover the new version of you, because your heart space will carry this pup. The heart space will carry the pup. You got to put the pup down and put it to completion. Okay. I'm just going to lay these out right here just because I feel like those are supposed to be there. You get in the miracle, so I mean, what you worried about? A miracle is coming in. And I think that miracle coming in is just you being joyful with the confidence to be yourself with no guilt, no regard. Tell me about service. Service. So here you go. Service. You're servicing people, but as you're servicing people, you're making yourself, you feel like the victim. And that's crazy. You've been literally helping people, trying to discover yourself as you're helping people. And guess what? These people are doing deals, not even concerning you. You are the victim in this situation, or the acorn. In this example, this dude tried to give this guy one big old acorn, and then this guy was like, hey, I got a whole bucket full. And I was like, haha, this is too light. It's like a shell. It doesn't really have a whole lot of meat on the bone. And this guy's like, haha, he doesn't know most of this stuff in here is just rocks. And they both get screwed over. But most importantly, the acorn gets screwed over the most because they're not being utilized in this normal, regular state. Just like the fact that we aren't supposed to be sending our parents to nursing homes, our children should be the ones taking care of us. That's what we would love to tell them. But guess what? You took care of them. And then you expect them to take care of you. But if you never expressed your emotions, now you're in a place wishing and wondering, feeling like a victim. So our heart space feels victimized. But that's okay, because we're discovering a new heart throughout the confusion of trickery. And as we discover this new heart, we can find a new place to service. Give me one more for service. The heart space. Boom. So now you reach an enlightenment. So again, you're finding where you belong. And again, you are persevering because you know you need a new root. You need new roots. I really don't think this sounds like it's supposed to. I don't know. But we'll see. I guess. Anyways. Let's read it. So, again, your heart space is now enlightened. You're servicing victims, so you are the light to the victims that you're serving now. Again, over here, you're persevering. You made it through the confusion. You figured out where your grief was coming from. That grief was discovery of self. You never felt like you really knew yourself. And so all the places you tried to do and help and be around, there was tricks and fucking trials and all of those things, and it left you complacent. Should I not? What should I do? What did I do? Why? Woe was me. Woe was me. And then put a hole in your heart. And then you get over here and you see this hole in your heart is just you as the grief. In other words, you are the dead pup. And you need to put yourself to completion. Put this old version of you. She is, laying her dad or somebody or grandpa to rest. Imagine you laying your old self to rest. Imagine you laying this insecure version of yourself to rest. As soon as you do that, you're renewed. It's the phoenix. It's not just the phoenix, it's the phoenix rising. Just like the sun. Enlightenment. The opportunity to make an enlightened decision is inherent in Topaz. A journey of true destiny. True destiny is the vibrational energy here. Regal gold and earthy brown mixed to create something spectacular. Your experiences will guide others. So, you're the person helping this woman get over the fact that her kids don't give a damn. Helping her get over that grief. Filling up her hole in her heart. But all you're doing is just doing what the fuck you like. I'm secured enough to know that I like to help people. And in my own personal life, I don't really want to be a personal trainer just training people because I want to come from this point of view first. Everything starts with the heart. And then we can do all the extra shit. AKA the root and the crown. The things of the spirit, the things of the physical. But it starts in the heart. And in our heart right now, our overall energy is joy. So we're following our life to the things that make us joyful. Gossip. Let's talk about it. Throat chakra. This is great. So, in our energy over here of gossip, dissipating. Gossip is leaving you. It's leaving you, which means it's not affecting you. It's not confusing your solar plexus energy anymore. The words of other people can no longer influence you. The words of other people used to make you switch your emotions up, which means you would sit here wishing and wondering, damn, maybe tomorrow, I'll do it tomorrow. And people will gossip saying, oh, they're tomorrow doing motherfucker. But they see you actually doing shit. And the problem is you were moving yourself away from the emotions that allowed you to see your self-worth. The words inside of your head were being muddled. So you had a different vision. Again, it's muddling the vision of your own self. Again, that's where the next chakra is leading to. What we feel in our heart and what we speak about, what we see about. And you are now taking those gossips and you're using it as a detour. And these detours are going to now be okay because you are not letting gossip slow you down and say maybe tomorrow anymore. Again, you're being secure. And you're being secure because you're going to persevere by following your instincts. Your instincts does not matter over mine. So I'm going to use this to create a detour from the gossip, and I'm going to persevere with the emotions that I want. My own instinct. Tell me about third eye chakra, your brow, self-worth. Perception, absolutely. Absolutely. Perception. She's accessing a new heart, a new way to service people, which is not going to make them feel like a victim. It's going to make them seem enlightened. And if they're enlightened as they're servicing people, they'll shine through this confusion and they'll discover the miracle that they are. And if they can discover the miracle that they are, they can bring the joy. Because they know they are the miracle. Again, there's not too many yellow cards, but let's see more about this perception. Oh, I want to note, Orange butterfly, orange butterfly. This looks like an orange butterfly, but it looks like you're persevering from the changes. So again, butterflies represent change. This looks like she is a butterfly. To me, is representing change. You're changing your perception. What is your perception changing upon? Your own self-worth. But your self-worth is based upon some emotion. What is the self-worth that you're building? The ability to persevere. Ain't nobody stopping you. And you building your securities upon that because you can see what used to stop you. And you can see that nothing can stop you because you're destined. It's your destiny to not be stopped. The only thing that can stop you is you, which is why I think this is the devil inside of you trying to make you insecure. But it's only attacking your heart because your heart was open. You got an open space. And in that open space, again, you were complacent. You didn't want to move. You wanted to sit back looking at the past, looking at the things that hurt you, looking at the trickeries. But they can't even fuck with you no more. It's not even the same day. Stop looking in the past with this heavy heart. Find a new place to service. Again, look. This old lady looked like that old lady. So again, you're servicing people now to get out of their grief and their confusions because you discovered your own heart, which was a miracle. So your perception needs to be set on that. That's your new perception. You and your self-worth comes in the fact that you cannot stop. You cannot be stopped. You are resilient. That's your resilience. That's your perception, I mean. Your perception of service is I help people persevere. I help people see their self-worth. I help people become secure or authentic in themselves. I help people follow their destined path and not be feeling guilty about it. I help people follow their own instincts with gratitude. That's your perception. What else about self-worth? How do we need to see ourselves? Perceive ourselves as that bitch, that dude, him, her. See yourself as that. Again, first blue card that we have, the first throat chakra card. You need to speak up about the passions of your self-worth. In other words, your self-worth comes from you perceiving your passions as valuable. Again, the value that you're carrying to these people is coming because this doesn't mean what it says impatient, but it's because you've been persevering. That's why you're impatient. I'm going to show you what I mean by reading the card. Excuse me. Impatience. Your desire to create may overpower the necessity of aligning with divine timing. The time to shine will come. Move with the energy and not in front of it. Being present has its own reward. We're trying to sit down and be present to build more security for ourselves. We know we can persevere. That's our talent. But because you're so talented, because you're so ready, you just not realizing it's not the time. The reason why it's not the time is because you're in a death stage. Let the things fall away first. Sit on your throne, watch the world crumble, and know that you were not defeated. Let's get our last clarifiers on the crown, please. Vanity. So you're completing vanity. What else? People see you as vain. You've been communicating vanity and expansion. People see you communicating vanity, even though you're just spreading your own inherent joy. Do not be impatient, meaning don't get ahead of the people. Just get away from these people. Don't cause yourself more grief or confusion. Go to the places where you will be received. Go to the victims and enlighten them and help them discover within themselves. Do not sit here trying to convince people who don't want it. Again, that's what it means by being in vain. I did it all for nothing. Don't cry and mourn over that. You are trying. Nobody is stopping you or saying that you haven't been trying. You've been trying to help people, man. The problem is people don't want to help themselves. Don't feel guilty because they don't want to put the bottles down. You did. So, guess what? Sit on your throne and watch everything crumble because you cannot be defeated. Balance. I thought we had another card over here. It's a blue one. I don't know what I did with it. But it went back in. It snuck his ass the fuck back in. And balance. Balance came back out to replace it. Again, that should be here. So now it seems like you got to be balancing the idea of helping people versus not helping people. It's just a choice of who. Target markets. Again, if you don't like My Little Pony, don't fucking say it sucks. Just say it's just not for me. Because that's really what it's about. The root to this balance is perfection. I think that's why you can't be insecure with yourself. You're confused because you think you're perfect, but you're okay now with these holes. Swiss cheese. You can have spaces for things to come and go, things that can flow. Because you've discovered more parts, you've accepted more parts, and you know you're all of those parts. So all of it is perfect. You don't have to try to be perfect. Now you don't have to try to seem or hold your status. Again, you can just be wise and follow your instincts along with your heart. Expansion was the card that came out with Vanity. And Expansion was the next card after Wisdom. So the cool thing about that is you're not changing. Your enlightened state is still going to be there. Some people are still going to see you as vain, but because you're expanding into a new area, new places, new spaces, and because you're not doing anything, you're sitting in your throne watching the places around you crumble, then if it falls or if it ends, something else has to begin. And that beginning is going to come with a new perception, one that doesn't wait, one that is not a victim, one that knows themselves, one that follows the instinct and their destined path. Okay, I'm trying to get one more, I think, on each. Okay, what's the final messages for each of these chakra systems? Starting with the root. It's bittersweet, man. Yeah. Sucks that you gotta do it like this, but it's great you get a chance to do it like this. Sacral. I think this is amazing. Same people. Same people. So now, all the people who used to be grateful for you as they were creating, you were supporting these people. Now you're creating, and other people don't want to support you, but that's okay because you know how to persevere through that. So it's bittersweet having your security because you are despondent with from others or others don't like your growth. But what does that do with our solar plexus now? What does that do for us in our final message? It helps us be impartial. Now we don't have to accept it. We don't have to be confused. Look, perfect faces, same people. She is not confused anymore. She knows how to carry the confusion. This is my pain, right? These might be my passions. But then this says paint over here and this says paint over here, but the PAIN is only showing and the AINT is only showing. So this is ain't my pain versus my pain. I can balance that now. Ain't my feelings, these are my feelings. I can balance that now. Gotta cut people off, cool. Not supporting me, are supporting me, balance. Oh, the people I thought were supporting me weren't? Damn it, bittersweet because I did find better though. That's the simple understanding that we're trying to break through from this confusion. Tell us about our heart space. Final message for the heart space. Again, perfection. You are perfect in your own moves because you already know what you do, how you done it, where you been. It's not about being perfect. It's about being aware of yourself. And you have perfected that self-awareness to the point to where you can now enlighten others. But it had you understand you don't need to carry others' weight. You don't need to carry other people's words or gossips or perspectives upon themselves. You can sit on your own throne with your own self-worth, focus on that perception, and wait for your passions to build up before you release them. Notice, most of these people who are getting services are older people. So again, you're just in the wrong market. Maybe you're like me, a teacher helping kids. I like to see this at the teacher card because a lot of gossip happens in teachers or maybe hospitals and shit like that. But I said in teachers, I'm in schools. But you're teaching young people here. This is a nursing home, helping older people. This looks like a nursing home or something, helping older people. So your market is changing. Your self-worth is not going to be found in the youth. It's going to be found in those who are at the end, closer to the end. Why? Because they've been complacent. They've been just disappearing slowly, and you want to help them get out of that energy and help them persevere through a new security of self. Throat chakra. You're creating with your voice. So you're creating a new self-worth upon the past as you're balancing it towards the future. So you got your new impartial energy. You know you're not perfect. You're not even looking for perfection. Your outcome is, am I satisfied with how I'm balancing my own mind or self-worth? Even if I got to lose things or cut things off. Again, as you cut things off, you're creating. That's the energy. It might be bittersweet, but the idea is you're creating. And that is the final message over the gossip. Creating new avenues that people can't even gossip through. Okay, so our final message for our self-worth is, or our third eye is acceptance. So again, your final message is to take on the perception of acceptance. Your worth is not determined by you, man. People are going to value you as they value you. So your worth is not determined by you, but your value is determined by you. You can sit on that throne all day and nobody come over and buy anything from you, but you will not back down because you know you're you. I'm not going to drop my prices because I know I'm me. I'm just doing what I know completely for myself because it brings me joy and it brings others joy. I'm accepting that I can only accept me. What's the final message for a crown? Workaholic. A lot of people say this is literally what it sounds like, but you got to pay attention. This card has a grape, then it has a raisin. I don't know if y'all know, but grapes and raisins are the same thing. But the raisin and the grape has a difference. One has more water, the other one has less water. Somebody has been persevering as just a workaholic. That is what is being completed, because now you can be guided by somebody else with wisdom. And as you're being guided, you don't have to work as much. And as you're stepping into this new renewal of yourself, being guided along this crown chakra, you don't have to work more. You can work less, work more efficiently, work as a team, and you can start to communicate all the things that you're so impatient upon. But that's because finally you've accepted yourself, which means that you know you can't do it all, especially if you just lost it all. So in order to renew yourself, lose the idea of telling people what it is and expand into the idea of balancing. Again, here's balance. This is the same thing over here. You got to have the courage to balance. But you got to have the courage to balance all areas. In this case, it's the spiritual world. And I'm balancing the spiritual world. I'm trying to help people balance the spiritual world. And people can be closed off. They can talk. But I'm just going to create on top of that anyway. It doesn't matter. I'm balanced. It ain't mine. So I'm going to focus on expansion. All right. And what is our final message for joy? We know all of these things broken down just leads us up to joy. What is the final message for our joyous chakra system? Again, it's joy is coming from the bittersweet acceptances of being secure in ourselves along our path and accepting that we are destined for our own greatness. What's the final message for joy? Final message is, in order to really step into this energy, release rejection or release rejection. Release it. Nobody matters. Nobody matters. Her eyes are closed. Her ears is closed. His ears is open. But again, he's looking and thinking about all the things that rejected him of the past, looking at all the things she had to release. Complete those things and step into the joy. I don't think this could have been more perfect. So, whew, that was a lot. All right, people. Step into your joy by releasing the rejections of the past. The only thing they ever brought was insecurities and victimhoods. Be that enlightened being that you know you are. And be great. See you next time. Peace.